Hello, welcome to the lecture in statistics. In this lecture, we are going to talk about basic statistical concepts. For our objectives, we have 1. Define the basic concepts of statistics. 2. Give examples of the different levels of measurement. 3. Differentiate descriptive from inferential, data from variable, population from sample, and parameter from statistics. There are two broad areas in statistics. We have the descriptive and inferential statistics. The descriptive statistics is defined as a set of methods involving a collection, presentation, and summarization by means of numerical description. In descriptive statistics, we are describing only the characteristic of the population or the sample. While in inferential statistics, this is a set of methods that allow us to estimate or test the characteristics of the population based from the sample drawn from that population. Meaning, inferential statistics predicts or infer the characteristic of the population based from the small sample. Meaning, whatever the characteristic of that sample is also the characteristic of the whole population. So this is the difference between descriptive and inferential statistics. Descriptive statistics intends to describe, while inferential statistics allow us to infer the characteristic of the sample or population. So these are some examples of descriptive statistics. Number 1, the weekly mean sale of TV sets in a certain store. This is a descriptive statistics because we are describing the weekly mean sale of TV sets in a certain store. Another example, alcohol is the most frequent disinfectant against COVID-19. So this is again, descriptive statistics because we are describing the most frequent disinfectant against COVID-19, and that is alcohol. The third example, at least 5% discount is deducted on the online sale. So again, this is descriptive statistics because the question there is that how much discount was deducted, and that is 5%, at least 5%. The fourth example, the rice importation was doubled last year compared to the rice importation 2 years ago. And then the last example, the median age of the College of Business and Accountancy students is 25 years old. So these are some of the descriptive statistics. And here we have examples of inferential statistics. Again, in inferential statistics, we are inferring the characteristic of the population based from sample. So these are some of the statements regarding statements related to inferential statistics. Number 1. Salary predicts the life satisfaction of businessmen in Antique. So here, salary predicts the life satisfaction. So presumably, if the salary is quite big, therefore, that person having that salary is quite satisfied in life. Okay, that is only one of the possibilities, but here that statement is subject to a test whether that statement is statistically correct or not. Second example, productivity of crops is a factor in determining the choice of students to go into farming. Third example, awareness of COVID-19 symptoms is directly related to the resiliency of the residents living in Cebu City. And the last example for inferential statistics, we have number of calls predicts the number of orders in a certain flower shop. So, in inferential statistics, as you can see, okay, let us take the last example. Number of received calls predicts the number of orders. If you have this number of calls, is this number of calls can predict the number of orders? If you have more numbers or bigger number of received calls, do you expect that you have more orders? So that is a question of inferential statistics. Here are the basic concepts in statistics. We have the data. Data is used to describe a collection of natural phenomena, descriptors, including the result of experience, observation, or experiment. This could be numbers, words, images that are used as a measurement or result from observation of a set of variables. Data can be drawn from population or sample. So, we have another term here, population. And what is population? And what is sample? So, population is the entirety of individuals or objects of interest. So, meaning, population is the entirety, meaning the totality of person or people, if you are referring to people. Population can refer to the totality of rats if you are doing experiment. Okay, how about sample? What is a sample? Sample is a portion or part of the population. So you have the population. If you get some part of it, that part is called sample. Okay, so that is the difference between population and sample. So population is the entirety, while the sample is a part of population. How about parameter and statistics? What is the difference between parameter and statistics? So parameter is the characteristics of the population. For example, you are computing the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, and other tests of the population. So you are computing the population. Whatever the value you get from the population, that value is called parameter. And how about statistics or estimate? Statistics is the characteristics of the sample. If you get the sample, you compute the mean, the median, the mode, and other tests, that value is called statistics or estimate. Okay, to have a clear distinction between parameter and statistics or estimate, parameter is the characteristic of population, while statistics or estimate is the characteristic of the sample. If you compute the mean of the population, that mean is called parameter. If you compute the mean of the sample, that mean is called statistic or estimate. So parameter is associated to population, while statistics or estimate is associated to the sample. How about variable? What is a variable? Variable is the characteristics of an individual or object that can be measured. A variable may vary or have different values in the study. For example, Sex is a variable because it can have two values, male and female. However, if you are studying the quality of life of semen in a certain area and they are all male, sex cannot be considered as variable because all of them are male. Therefore, variable can be considered as variable if there are two or more values. Meaning, if there is only one value, we cannot consider it as variable. So for example, we are going to study the entire first year college students. If we are studying the entire population or the population of first year college students, the year level cannot be considered as variable because there is only one value for year level, and that is first year. Therefore, year level is not a variable in that case. Okay, so that is for the concepts in statistics. The next concept that I'm going to discuss is the scale of measurement. There are 4 scales of measurement. These are nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. Nominal scale objects are assigned into categories and have no numerical properties. This is the lowest scale. For example, sex. Sex is a nominal scale because it can be classified as male or female. Another example is the marital status. Marital status can be classified as single or married. Highest educational attainment is another example. Highest educational attainment can be classified as 2, elementary, secondary, or college graduate. Or another example is the bath soap brand. It could be Safeguard, Palmolive, Zest, Bioderm, etc. These are nominal in nature. They do not possess quantitative properties. Another scale of measurement is the ordinal scale. Ordinal scale objects or individuals form a category, and the categories form a rank along continuum. The ordinal data are sometimes referred to as rank data. They can be arranged in order, either descending or ascending. Even the data are ranked, their distances may not be equal. For example, the top 3 performing students in a class, it could be first, second, and third. The difference of the scores between the first and the second may not be equal to the difference of scores between the second and third. Another example is the academic rank of teachers in a university. They can be ranked as instructor 1, instructor 2, instructor 3, etc. Another example is the shoe size. Shoe size is ordinal in nature because it can be small, medium, or large. Another scale of measurement is the interval scale. Interval scale objects or individuals include the characteristics of ordinal scale objects. In addition to that, the difference between the values is a constant size. Another property of an interval scale measurement is that there is no absolute zero, meaning 0 does not denote the absence of quantity being measured. For example, the temperature is an interval scale. The difference between 79 and 80 degrees Celsius is equal to the difference between 80 and 81. Furthermore, 0 degrees Celsius does not denote the absence of temperature. The last scale of measurement is the ratio scale. Ratio scale objects or individuals has the characteristics of that interval scale, but in addition to that is that there is an absolute zero. In ratio scale, 0 represents nothing. 0 means absence of quantity being measured. For example, weight, length, number of students inside the classroom, or price of commodities. So this is ratio in nature, ratio scale. The difference between interval and ratio is that for interval scale, there is no absolute zero, while in ratio scale, there is an absolute zero. In interval scale, zero does not denote absence of quantity being measured. Unlike in ratio scale, zero means nothing. So these are the four scales of measurement. Another important concept in statistics that we must learn is the types of variables. There are two types of variables. One is qualitative and the other one is quantitative. Qualitative variables are variables that can be classified into categories according to characteristics or attributes. For example, sex is a qualitative variable because sex can be classified as to male or female. Another example is the color of the eyes. It could be blue, brown, etc. Another concept is the quantitative variable. Quantitative variables are variables that are numerical, or you can possibly rank them. For example, age, number of students inside the classroom, or number of deliveries, amount of sugar, etc. Quantitative variables can further be classified into discrete or continuous. Discrete variables can assume only certain values. Usually, discrete variables are countable. Continuous variables, on the other hand, are variables that can assume any values between two values. For example, weight of cargo vessels, time in reading a novel, and others. So these are some of the concepts in statistics that we must understand.